Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Genestealer Cult and Kyle's Biel-Tan Eldar. So the story that we've got going on here is that Farseer foresaw that a Tyranid Hive Fleet was coming through this sector, and they wanted to cut off the ability for the Tyranids to absorb the biomass to continue their march onward, because coming through this sector was going to lead towards an Eldar planet. So they so with that in mind, they went out to this planet to try to kill everyone on this planet to deny all of the Tyranids the biomass from there. When they arrived, they found the cities already in flames. They found the powers that be already overthrown. Not realizing what happened, they still descended upon the planet to try to carry out the mission that they found, what they thought, and they found that the planet had already been overthrown by a Genestealer Cult uprising. So they found themselves in a battle against the Genestealer Cult as well, that had already been prepping this planet for the arrival of the four-armed gods. So that's the story that we got going on. We are going to be playing the Spoils of War mission, so the Maelstrom mission. We have Maelstrom, we have objective there, got objective here, we got an objective in here, we've got one back there, one up here, and then one back somewhere over, right over there. All right, so so what it is with the Spoils of War is that it's basically just regular Maelstrom, except you can steal your opponent's score objective blank. So if he has score objective or hold objective 4, for instance, I would be able to score that because of where I am right there. And then at the end of the game, there's an extra tertiary or secondary objective with Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker. They also have Steal the Loot, where if you have the most you know, hold objective whatevers at the end of the game, you get an additional 1-point victory there. So that's the story and the mission that we're going to be playing here today. Before we go any further, let's show you the two armies. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a battalion and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have a patriarch, a magus, and an acolyte icon ward. We have two 5-man acolyte squads, one with a lash whip and bone sword, and one with a heavy rock saw. We have two 10-man neophyte hybrid squads, each with a mining laser and each with a grenade launcher. We have an armored sentinel with a las cannon and a chainsaw. We have a Leman Russ with a battle cannon, las cannon, and two heavy flamers. Then for the vanguard detachment, leading it off, we have a Primus. We have two 5-man aberrant squads, one with power picks and the other with power hammers. And last but not least, we have a 15-man pure strain squad. Then for the Eldar, he will be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have a Farseer with a shuriken pistol and singing spear, and a warlock with shuriken's pistol and singing spear. We have a 10-man guardian squad with a star cannon platform. We have two 5-man dire avenger squads, one with an Exarch with twin shuriken catapults. We have a 6-man fire dragon squad with an Exarch with a fire pike. We have two 5-man warp spider squads, each with an Exarch with a spinneret rifle. We have a 5-man dark reaper squad with an Exarch with a tempest launcher. We have a 4-man shining spear squad, and the Exarch has a star lance. And last but not least, we have two wave serpents, each with twin scatter lasers, each with shuriken cannon, each with crystal targeting matrix, and each with spirit stones. All right, going over deployment now for the Genestealer Cult. We've got one of my 10-man neophyte squads here, my Leman Russ here. We've got my armored sentinel right over here. We've got the two acolyte squads up there and the acolyte icon bearer. And back in here we have the other neophyte squad, and everything else is in cult ambush. Going over deployment now for the Eldar, we've got warp spiders. We've got his wave serpent with the Farseer, the fire dragons, and the dark reapers over in here. We've got the, oh man, shining spears right over here. We've got the other wave serpent inside there, the two dire avenger squads. We have the guardian squad in here along with his warlock, and then we have the other spider, the warp spider squad back there. I just said one before. Why couldn't I remember it for a second one? Oh my god, back there trying to defend the corner from I don't know, ambushes. Yeah, because of Xenos 1, exactly. Yeah. Oh yes, that's right. So yeah, just to let you know that this is coming out before the new codex. So I'm gonna get it up on there before the new one comes out. But just to let you know, it doesn't have any of the new fancy stuff that you're gonna see. So that is what we've got going on here. As of right now, the Eldar are going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that fill first. No, with a 5. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Eldar here on turn 1. All right, so my opponent drew Hold the Line, Defend Objective 6, and Overwhelming Firepower. So nothing I can steal, but he did get the Hold the Line. You can't score that on turn 1 because it says it specifically on there. So we'll see what he can do here, coming back to you after movement phase for turn 1. All right, movement phase here for the Eldar on turn 1. His Shining Spears, right? Yeah, I got it right. The Shining Spears advanced up over this way, looking over onto my Leman Russ. His Warp Spiders use their Warp Jump, is it called? Warp Jump, to jump up over here. Moved an additional 12 inches, which is pretty good. Over here, his Wave Serpent advanced up this way, right? No, just moved up over here. The Dark Reapers got out over there. These guys all kind of stood still or shuffled around maybe a little bit. His Warp Spiders kind of moved a bit so they can get within the bubble of his Warlock over there. One squad of Dire Avengers got out of the Wave Serpent here, then the Wave Serpent moved up there. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so now his Warlock is going to cast Conceal. Looking for a 6, that goes off. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, this Wave Serpent is going to fire into this squad of Acolytes over here because they're the closest ones, and his Crystal Matrix, Firing Matrix, means that he ignores the penalty for shooting his assault weapon if he targets the closest unit. So that's the closest unit there, so he's going to target them. So Twin Scatter Lasers up there, hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Wounding on Strength 6, so wounding on 2s.
But there's no save.
No.
So six saves.
Oh, 6 saves. All right, 1 second.
And then I can underslung as well.
And now the underslung, hitting on 3s. All right.
2s.
And wounding on 2s, so that's 1 wound. So there's a total of 7 total wounds here. So we've got 7 5-ups. All right, made 1 of them. They are within 6 inches of the Acolyte Icon ward there, so looking for 6-up, ignoring wounds. Ignored 1, but that's still 5, so that is the entire squad, and that is First Blood. All right, so now the Dire Avengers over there are going to fire into my Acolyte squad over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s.
12 shots.
12 shots because the Exarch has the 2. All right. All right, and then Strength
4.
Strength 4, so wounding on 3s.
6 is to wound, it's -3.
6s are AP -3.
Or I will do that.
Or no 6s, so we've just got 3 wounds. All right, so 3 AP nothing, right? So 3 5-ups. Make 1 of them, and then I've got 2 6-up, ignoring wounds. Make another one. Now his Warp Spiders over here are going to fire into my my Neophytes over here. So we've got 8 shots for the regular guys first. We're going to do the Exarch second. So hitting on 3s. Wow, pretty good. And then Strength 6, so wounding on 2s. All right, so that is all wounds. 1's AP -3, so that's just going to be 1 dead. And then we've got 5 5-up saves. So 4, 5. So that is 2 saves, so that's 3 dead. And then the Exarch hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 2s, that's 1 wound. All right, now the Shining Spears are going to fire into my Leman Russ over here. So we've got the actual Shining Spears going on here. So we got 3 of them from the regular guys hitting on 3s. All right, all hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 5s. No wounds there. And then the Exarch hitting on a 3, that's a hit. Strength 8, so wounding on a good, that's a wound. AP -4, so that just goes through, so 2 damage. All right, so now his underslung shuriken cannons are going to fire, hitting on 3s, right?
Yep.
All right, that's pretty good. Wounding on Strength 4, you said, so wounding on 5s. You got 3 wounds. AP nothing. So 1 second. Sorry, it was actually 6s to wound because of he's actually toughness 8. So womp womp. All right, so now his Wave Serpent is going to fire into my squad over here. So he's going to suffer a -1 because it's not the closest unit there to his top guns here. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, actually made a pretty big difference there. Oh, that is that's rough. And 2s to wound, but at least it's a wound. 5 up save. No, nothing there. And now the underslung one hitting on 3s, right? Wow. Okay, that is some special rolling there. All right, so now his Star Cannon is going to fire into my Leman Russ. So here comes 2 shots hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounding on a 5. No wound there. And now the Dark Reapers are going to fire. The main guys, 4 regular guys are going to shoot into my Leman Russ over here, and then his Exarch is going to fire into my squad over here. Because the Exarch can fire at things he can't see, and yeah, may as well. So we got the 4 shots from the regular guys into the Leman Russ, hitting on 3s. All right, he's going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. All right, so that's 3 hits. Strength 8 again, so wounded on 4s. We got 3 wounds. AP -2. 1 second. All right, so it's AP -2. So looking for 5 ups with my Leman Russ. To make 2 of them, I'm going to spend a command point. No, don't make that one, but I'll still take 2. And now his Exarch's going to fire into my squad over here with 2d6 shots. So that is 7 shots. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, and then strength 4. So wounding on 3s.
-2.
AP -2, so that's 3 dead. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. So on to the assault phase. His Shining Spears are going to charge into my Sentinel and my Leman Russ. So we're going to go with Overwatch with the Leman Russ first. So I got the 2 Heavy Flamers, a 2d6. Whoa. So that is 6 hits there. Strength 5, toughness 4. So looking for 3s to 1 second. All right, so we got 6 hits here. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, pretty good. I wish those fail faces had come when I was looking for my save. So we've got 5 AP -1, so 5 4-ups. All right, so 2 wounds, so that's 1 dead, right? All right, then we have the Las Cannon from the Leman Russ. Nope, that's not a hit. Then we have the Battle Cannon, so D3 shots. 3 shots. Hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. Sorry, it's heavy D6 with the Battle Cannon, so another 2 shots from that one. So looking for 6s. Nope, nothing there. And then we've got the Las Cannon from the Sentinel. No, nothing there. So their charge distance is totally in. All right, so now he's going to activate his Star Lances first. So we're going to go with the regular guys are going to go into my Sentinel, and then his Exarch is going to go into my Leman Russ. So we're going to go with the guys into the Sentinel first. So we got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. So we got 3 hits. Strength 6, so wounded on 3s. We got 2 wounds. AP.
It's -4 and 2 damage.
Oh, AP -4 and 2 damage. All right, he's going to spend a command point. Nope, so let's go through. And then, so you said it's AP -4, so that goes straight through. 2 damage each, so that is down 4 wounds. And now the Exarch's gonna go into my Leman Russ over here. So we've got hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength, what is it? Strength 8, so wounding on 4s. We've got 1 wound, AP -4 as well. So that's, how many wounds? 2 damage, okay. Now my guys get to attack, so we're gonna go with the Armored Sentinel. He's got 1 attack, hitting on a 4. Nope. Then my Leman Russ has D3 attacks. All right, 1 attack, hitting on a 4. Oh no, hitting on a 6. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking there. So that would have been a 4, but yeah, no, that's a miss. All right, and that is it for the Eldar Turn here on turn 1. I'm going to spend the 2 command points to have them auto pass their morale test. Going over his ejection things. You got overwhelming firepower, and that is it. Do you want to get rid of one of these?
Not yet, because I've got Dire Avengers getting ready to move towards 6, and I can hold the line next turn pretty easy. All right, so he's going to hold them both for now. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. All right, so I drew and I got Master the Warp, Kingslayer, and Behind Enemy Lines. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1.
All right, movement phase here for the Genestealer Cult. These guys backed out of combat over there. They moved up over this way. They stood still where they were. And then I had some cult ambushes. My Genestealers and Patriarch, they rolled a 4, spent a command point, re-rolled it to a 6. So that's where they are, all 1 inch away from him, and then he is 1 inch away from them. Then my Primus and these aberrants rolled a 5, so they moved there, and then 6 inches up towards them. And then my Magus and my aberrants over here rolled a 6, and they moved up there and moved up, so they are close to those guys. That is it for the movement phase. Pretty good movement phase, if I'm not going to lie. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so first things first, my Magus is going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto his Dark Reapers. So looking for a 7. Oof, not getting it. And now my Patriarch's going to cast Might from Beyond onto my Genestealers there, looking for 7. And getting it with a 10. Looking for Denial, looking for 11. No, not getting it. So they have Might from Beyond. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Acolytes over here, including the Acolyte icon, we're going to fire into his bikes over there. So we got 5 attacks with the auto pistols hitting on 4s. All right, pretty good. Strength 4, so wounding, strength 3, sorry, so wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds, AP nothing, so onto your bikes, so 2 3-ups, and it makes them both. All right, so now the my grenade launcher is going to fire into his warp spiders, and my mining laser is going to fire into his bikes over here. So the warp spiders are going to flicker jump, which means on a 2d6, as long as he doesn't do double 1s, yep, so he's good. So they are -1 to hit. So we'll start over there. So we got d6 hits because he's going to use the frag grenade. So 4 shots. Hitting on 5s now because it's -1 to hit. All right, got 1. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. AP nothing, so he's good. And now the mining laser. Nope. All right, now my squad here is going to fire into his bikers over there. So we'll go with the mining laser first. He's going to jink. That's not a hit. Then we're going to go with the crack grenade. That is a hit. Wounding on a 3. Nope. Now 8 shots from the autoguns. Alrighty. Man, not great. Wounding on 5s. We got 3 wounds. I'll take that. 3-ups. Oh! Whoa! Okay. That's yeah, that's a thing. And now my Primus is gonna fire into those Dire Avengers there. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on 2 because of the needle pistol. Oof. Just hits. Wounds. So 3-up armor. He's good. And that is it for the shooting phase. Oh, their armor was 4-up, but I meant to say it, but that was fine. He made it either which way with a 6. So now on to the assault phase. We're going to start off with my Patriarch charging into his, what are they called? Dark Reapers. So we're going to start here with Overwatch. So we've got, they've got 2 shots each.
Strength 5 minus 2.
Strength 5 minus 2. So here we go. Looking for 6s. Got 2. So that's strength 5, so wounding on 4s.
Should have done the strength 8.
Yeah, should have done strength 8. No, nothing there. And then the Exarch as 2d6 shots. All right, so 6 shots here. These are hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. So now we've got his charge distance. Yeah, it's totally in. All right, so now these guys here are going to charge into his warp spiders. You've got the 4 guys there are in rapid fire, and his Exarch isn't in rapid fire, so we'll do him separately for the Overwatch here. So we got the 4 guys in rapid fire first. So these are going to be hitting on 6s. We got 1 hit, strength 6, so wounding on a 3. That is a wound, AP nothing. So looking for a 5-up. Yeah, he's good. Woo! And now the Exarch shot. No hit there. And their charge distance, yeah, it's totally in. All right, so now we're going to charge with my my aberrants here. They're going to charge into both the Dire Avengers and the Wave Serpent. So we're going to go with the Dire Avengers first, hitting on 5s because of them being cool like that. So we got 4 hits. Went on 4s. All right, so we got 2 wounds.
1 minus 3.
1 is -3, so 1's going to go straight through, and then 1 is a 5-up save. Oh, that is cocked. I should have just done it into the top here like I had been planning to. No, that goes through. And now the Wave Serpent's going to fire in here. These are going to be hitting on 6, so these are the Shuriken cannons, right?
The scatter lasers. The
scatter lasers on top, sorry. All right, so we've got no hits there. And then now the Shuriken cannons, right? Mm-hmm. All right, no hits there. So their charge distance is going to be 8 inches. They're good. And now the Primus is going to charge in, looking for a 6-inch charge. Whoa, 5. That's what I get for throwing my dice around. No, there we go, okay. All right, so now these guys here are going, these acolytes here are going to charge into his shining spears. Yeah, I got it right. I think I got it right. I got it right? Yeah, I got it right. I jumped to conclusions there. It sounded right in my head, but I hadn't checked. So they're going to fire their Overwatch. So we're going to go with the underslung Shuriken cannons, right?
Catapult.
Catapult, Shuriken catapults. Got 1 hit. Strength 4, so wounded on a 3. No wound there. And then we got the 2 lances, right?
Yeah, it doesn't, because 1 strength 6, 1 strength 8, so I'll just do them together.
Okay, so it's going to do them together because they're both wounded on 2, so no hits there. So their charge distance, 4 inches. Ooh, let's figure that out. And they did. They just made it in there. And now my Genestealers are going to charge into his Wave Serpent over here. So we got the twin scatter lasers, right, first that are going to be coming in?
Lump the underslung in too.
Okay, it's just going to lump the underslung because it's all hitting on 6s, so. All right, hey, got a couple hits there. So it's 4 hits. There we go. No, I'm the wooer. All right, strength 6, so wounding on 3s. We got 3 wounds. 3, 5 up invul saves. Made 2 of them. Woo! And now their charge distance. Yeah, it's totally in since they're 1 inch away. All right, so that's it for the charges. We're gonna start off the fight phase with my Primus is gonna attack into Dire Avengers. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, so we got 3 wounds, AP minus 2, so 3 6-ups. No, failed them all. All right, so now my Genestealers are going to attack into his Wave Serpent over there. So there's 13, one guy got killed in Overwatch that went down to 14. He kind of stood out over this way so that he could be within the 6 inches of the Patriarch there, giving them the +1 to hit. And so that means I'm down to 13 guys that are in combat over there. They got 4 attacks base each because there's more than 10, +1 because of Might from Beyond. So we've got 65 attacks coming from those 13 guys that are going to be going there. Yeah, my opponent suddenly is having trouble breathing. So we're going to do them 15 at a time. These are going to be the first 15 hitting on 2s. Alrighty. All right, they're going to be wounding on 5s. 6s are rending and AP minus 3. So 5s and 6s. Ooh, wow, that is a lot of fill faces there. So that is going to be 5 at AP minus 3. And then you've got 3 at AP regular. Hold on a second. All right, so here comes the second 15 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Alrighty. Again, wounding on 5s and 6s. Yeah, get back here in my hand. Oh, wow. Again, really with the fill faces. So it's another 4 6s and 2 5s from that. All right, so set number 3. Hitting on 2s. Those are all hits. Wounding on 5s and 6s. Okay, far less 6s this time, just 2 of them. And then we've got 5 5s though. So. And now the fourth 15 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Alrighty. And then wounding on 5s and 6s. Alright, so we got another 3 fill faces and another 2 5s. And then the final 5. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 5s and 6s. I got 2 5s. All right, so there were 20 4-up saves that he gets because AP minus 1. So these are going to be 10 at a time. Looking for 4-ups. So that is he makes 5 of them. So he takes another. He's going to have another 5 over there. And then again here. Okay, makes 2 of them. So it's another 8 there. So 13 total. All right, so now he's got the Spirit Stones, which means he has a 6-up ignoring wounds. So we're going to do, he's got, what is it, 27 we decided? So now he's got 9 that he's going to do 3 times at each. So that's makes 2 of them, or 3 of them. So that's going to be 6 so far. So 6 plus 8, he's dead. So he's dead. With a lot to spare, yeah, what if? Oh, that was a good one, but no. So does he explode, though, on a 6? No, he doesn't explode. So we'll disembark the guys in there, and then we'll come back to you. All right, so get on the way out, 2 guys, should say 3 guys tripped, but he decided to go back to the Fates and spend a command point to reroll so that only 2 guys died, and then they consolidated into them over here. He didn't get to quite consolidate into his Farseer over here, so we just consolidated into the other guys over there. All right. All right, so he's going to spend the 2 command points to activate his Shining Spears. I keep saying Wave Serpents, but that's not what they are. Shining Spears over here. So they're going to attack in. Because they didn't charge, it's just going to be the base strength here. So he's going to put them all together here. So we've got, what is it, 5 attacks coming in? 5 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 1 hit. Or 1 miss, I should say. 1 hit.
It wouldn't have shot.
All right, yeah, it wouldn't have shot if it was that. So then wounding on 4s because it's strength 3. So we've got 2 dead, and because it's AP minus 4. All right, so it's damage 2. So he's within 6 inches here. Now what we need to do is we need to do the basically feel no pain on each of them. So we have to do 2 separate sets of 2 as opposed to just 4. So here we go. The first set. Nope, that is a dead guy. And the second set. Yeah, another dead guy. Wow. All right, so one of the wounds that I took on my guy with the Lash Whip and Bone Sword. And because he's got the Lash Whip and Bone Sword, he still gets to make his attacks here as normal before being removed. That's what the Lash Whip and Bone Sword do now. So we're going to go with the attacks with the regular guys first. So they've got 2 attacks each. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Okay. Toughness 4, strength 4. So let me see the strength. Yeah, they're strength 4. So now there's going to be wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound, so that is AP minus 1 because it's with the rending claws. So he's going to have a 4 up here. No, goes through. And now we'll go with their 2 knife attacks again. Hitting on 3s, got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP nothing, so 3 up. You're good. And now the Bone Sword with the Lash Whip and Bone Sword guy is the leader, so he's got 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound. AP minus 2. So looking for a 5 up. No, goes through. All right, so now my Aberrants have consolidated in there. They are going to attack in. We've got 5 guys there, so it's actually going to be 10 attacks. 1 second. Yep, 10 attacks, sorry. So 10 attacks are going to be coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good, all them fill faces. Power picks are strength user, which is strength 5. It's going to be wounding on 3s. All right, AP minus 2, so that is 6 wounds there. So 6 5 ups. Makes 1 of them, so that's going to be 5. So they're D3 damage, so the first 4 are just going to be the regular guys, I imagine, right? So yeah, just take those. And then we've got the 1 D3 damage onto the XR because he's got 2. No, just takes the 1 damage, so he's still alive. And now these guys, my Aberrants over here with the Power Hammers are going to attack. 3 of them are going to go into his Wave Serpent. 1's going to go into the Dire Avengers over there. So we're going to go with the Wave Serpent one. So 2 attacks each. They would be hitting on -1 because of the Power Hammers, but +1 because of the Primus. So back to hitting on 3s. All right. We got 4 hits. Strength times 2, so these are going to be strength 10, wounded on 3s. All right, we got 1 at AP minus 3.
6 up.
6 up. Nope. And then 3 saves. 6 is ignore. Ignores 1, so he takes 2 damage.
So, yeah.
And then the 1 guy into the Dire Avengers over there. 2 attacks hitting on 3s. Oh boy. All right, so now my Patriarch's going to attack in there. He's got 6 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, so that's all hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling because of his claws. Rerolling because of his claws. All right, so that is all wounds, but 1 of them is going to be at AP minus 6. So we got 5, what are they?
6 up saves.
5 6-up saves. No, he fails them all. So yeah, he is, they're D3 wounds each, but yeah, they're all dead. All right, so that is it for my attacks. On to his attacks. We're going to start with the Wave Serpent. So 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Got 1 hit. Strength 6, right? So wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP nothing, 5-up save. No, he goes through, so 1 takes a wound. And now the Dire Avengers are going to attack into the Aberrants, hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on strength 3, so wounding on 5s. I got 1 wound. 5 up. Nope, goes through.
6 Guardian.
All right, so now we're going to go over here with the Guardian attacks coming in here. 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. Strength 3, so wounding on 5s. We've got 1 wound. 1... I took my dice away. 1 second. All right, 1 5-up save. No, goes through. And now the Warlock is going to attack. So 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s because of Fleshbane, basically. Okay, so that's 1 wound. He's going to spend his last command point on that. That goes through. So that is going to be... 1 is just going to kill 1 guy because of the one that was wounded from before. And there's... Oh, no AP. Oh, sorry, there's no AP. So 2 5-ups. Oh, okay. I mean... Woo! And now the Warp Spider gets to attack back, hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. No, nothing there. And now his Fire Dragons get to attack back. So hitting on 3s. Pretty good. Strength,
let's see that again.
Strength 3, so wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds. 2 5-up invul saves. No, don't make either. All right, that is it for the fight phase. So on to the morale phase. His Warp Spider is going to have to take it. He lost 4 plus 3 is 7, so he is good. Then his Dire Avengers lost 3 plus 3 is 6, and they are good. And then my guys over here lost 2 plus 2 is 4, and they are good. So that is it. Everyone else is didn't lose enough to fail a morale test. So that is it for the morale phase and the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here. So I scored Master of the Warp, and I've got behind enemy lines. I've got 3 of them behind enemy lines back there. So it becomes D3 points. So D3 is 1. All right, sounds good. So we'll come back to you after with the cards drawn for the Eldar here on turn 2. And he drew Defend Objective 4. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Eldar here on turn 2. All right, movement phase here for the Eldar. His Warp Spiders jumped up over here. Or no, they just moved. They just moved over here. These guys fell out of combat and are circling around their Farseer over here, who just moved up this way. These guys all fell out of combat, including his Warlock. Everybody over here fell out of combat, so he moved over there. These guys fell out of combat. Those guys disembarked before he fell out of combat. And the Warp Spider there used his Flicker Jump. Flicker Jump? Yeah, the Warp. Oh, the Warp Jump. Sorry, the Warp Jump over there. Because fallback states that you cannot advance or charge if you fall back. So but Flicker Jump is not an advance roll, so he can use it because there's no reason that he can't. Also gives him Fly, which means that he can now shoot, which is pretty good because they're looking on my Primus over there. His Shining Spear, yeah. I keep getting myself excited for remembering that same thing that he's told me 1,000 times. Shining Spear fell back over here, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, started the psychic phase. His Farseer is going to cast Guide onto them and then Doom onto them. So we're going to go with Guide first over here, looking for 6. Getting it with a 10. I'm going to let that go. So then we've got Doom. Doomy doomy doom. Doom doom doom. Goes off with an 8. I'm going to try to deny it with my Patriarch, who's within 24. So looking for a 9. Getting it with an 11. Woo! And now his Warlock's going to do Baby Smite into my my Aberrants there. Looking for a 5, right? Getting it with a 10. My Magus is going to try to deny that. Looking for an 11. Wish I could have held the roll from my Patriarch for that one. No, do not get it at all. So that does go off and kills that one Aberrant who is had 1 wound left. And now his starting off the shooting phase. Now his Warp Spider is going to fire into my Genestealers over here. So hitting on 3s. These are the regular guns hitting on 3s. All right.
And then I'll just do the X-Arc.
And then the X-Arcs, because it's going to be the same thing, but hitting on 2, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hitting on 3 still. All right, so now these are going to be strength what?
6.
Strength 6. So, got 2 wounds.
Dude, that's so nice.
They did get guide, though, right? Was that the...
Oh, yeah, so I did have 3 misses.
3 misses, so those are hits. And 1... What, strength 6, right? So it's 1 more wound. So we got 4 total wounds.
Man, Doom would have been nice.
Would have been real nice. Here goes. Wounding on whatchamacallits. Or looking for 5-up invul saves. Wow, making 2 of them. I'll take that. And now his Farseer is going to fire into the Leman Russ over here, hitting on 2s. That's a hit. Strength 9, so wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP nothing, so 3-up save. Oh, I'm gonna spend a command point on that because I don't need him dying on me. Yeah, there he is. He's good. Woo! And now his shiny spear is gonna fire into my sentinel over there. So we're gonna go with the underslung first, hitting on 3. All right, 2 hits. Strength 4. So wounding on 5s. Got 1 wound. AP nothing. So 3-up. He's good with a fell face. And now the lance. That's a hit. Wound on a 3. That is a wound. AP minus 4 and 2 damage, right? So it said, does it explode? It does not. And now his Dire Avengers here are going to fire into my aberrants. So we've got 10 shots hitting on 3s. All right. And then strength 4. So wounding on 4s.
And 6s are minus 3.
6s are AP minus 3. Whew, got a couple. So 3 6s and 4 regular. So we're going to start doing the regular ones first because he's down there. So what is it, 4? Yeah. 4 regular ones. So we got 4 5-up saves.
You want to do them 2 at a time? Because then you'll get.
Oh, yes, 2 at a time. So 2 at a time. 5-ups. Nope, he is dead. So now we've got 2 become 4-ups because they've got a 5-up and they are in cover now. Didn't make a difference.
And then 3 dead.
And then
minus 3.
AP minus 3. Yep, and they are dead. So he is dead. Wah wah. All right, so now his Wave Serpent's going to fire into my Primus over here. So we're going to do the top one first, hitting on 3s. Ooh, wow, pretty good. And then we've got Strength 6, so wounding on, one second. Wounding on 2s. All right, so that is all wounds. So that is 7 wounds. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 4-ups. Failed 4 of them. All right. And now his underslung. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. Got 2 wounds. 2 4-ups. And he makes them both. Woo! And now his Exarch is going to fire into him over here. So, 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on strength 6, so wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP minus 4, so he is dead. So when he does the flicker jump, not flicker jump, sorry, the warp jump with him, he gets he becomes fly until the end of the turn. So that's why he flew and fell back and got to shoot again. So just in case you were starting to yell at me on the internet, he's totally cool to do that. And that's it for the shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. His warp spiders are going to charge into my neophytes over here. So we're going to go with the mining laser first, hitting on a 6. Yeah, nope, the opposite of that. And then the crack, yeah, it's hot. Then the crack grenade, yeah, I'm going to do the frag grenade, sorry. So 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 6s. I got 1. So strength 3, toughness 3, so looking for a 4. Nope. And now here comes their charge distance. Getting it with an 8. And now his Farseer is going to try to charge in here. Getting it with a 9. Now onto the fight phase. His warp spiders are going to attack first. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. Wounding on strength wounding on 4s. All right, we got 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves. Nope, they failed them both. All right, and then he consolidated into my Leman Russ here, who will attack back into the warp spiders. So D3 attacks. 3 attacks. Hitting on 6s. Got 1. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. 3-up save. They're good. All right, so he didn't get anything yet, but he started on defend objective 4, and then he's going to get rid of hold the line. So that is it for the Eldar turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. So I drew Secure Objective 2 and Assassinate, and I still have Kingslayer, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cults here. These guys advanced over this way. They moved up over here. He moved up over this way. He fell back out of combat. These guys in here stood still. They moved up. He moved up there, and he moved over to there. So that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. First things first, he's going to cast Might from Beyond onto my Genestealers over here. Looking for a 7. Getting it with a 10. Going to try to deny that. Yeah, just do it over there. Sorry. Oh, just close enough. He's going to use his, yeah, that's the only power. So he's going to use the reroll. No, doesn't get it. And then my Magus is going to smite into his Guardians over there. Getting it with a 6, so his denying from his Warlock is denied with a 7. Well done. All right, so my Neophytes in here are going to fire into his Shining Spear over here. So we're going with the Mining Laser first, hitting on a 4. That's a hit with a fill face. Strength 9. All right, so Strength 9, wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP -3. So we got a 4-up invul save. He's good. And now the Crack Grenade is going to fire into here. That's a hit. That is not a wound. And now come the auto guns that are going to fire in here with their Shining Spear Bane Bane shots. 8 shots hitting on 4s. Oh wow. Okay, see, they really do. They like to hit them. All right, so 2 misses, wounding on 5s. All right, so we got 2 wounds. That is technically enough. So you're saying there's a chance. Oh! Oh man, the 2 of us were just sitting here with like shocked looks on our faces. That spun until we saw it happen. Oh, and because of that, he's still alive. And now, my Acolyte Icon War is going to fire into him with the pistol, hitting on a 4. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. That is a wound! Oh boy. Here it comes. Looking for a 3-up? Oh, he's good with a 6. And now these 2 Acolytes are going to fire into him, hitting on 4s. We got 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. And now my Magus is going to fire into the Guardians. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. My Icon Ward is going to charge into his Shining Spear. So, here comes the underslung, hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. And then you've got his spear. Does hit, strength 8, so wound on a 2. That is a wound. -4, so that goes straight through and 2 damage. So he takes 2 damage.
2 6-ups.
Oh, that's right, 6-ups. I forgot. He keep reminding me of these 6-up saves. He's going to stop reminding me of my saves. So the 6-ups because of his icon. Make one of them, so he takes 1 wound. And then his charge distance is, I don't know what to see. All right, so it doesn't make it, so I'm going to spend my command point to reroll that. Yeah, with a 6, he's in. Now, my Acolytes here are going to charge into both his Farseer and his Warp Spiders. So, here comes the Farseer sitting on a 6. That's a hit.
Wounds on a 2.
Wounds on a 2. That's a wound.
No AP.
No AP. So we got a 5-up save. No, goes through. 6-up.
D3.
Oh, D3 damage. Sorry. 1 damage. All right. That's all it needs.
My mistake.
Here we go. 6-up with the Icon Ward. Oh, and he does with the fill phase. Woo! And now the Warp Spiders. So we're going to go with the regular ones first, hitting on 6s.
With rerolls.
With rerolls because of Guide. All right, so that's 1 hit. Strength 6, so wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP nothing, so 5-up. He's good with a fill face. Nope. And now here comes the Exarch. Not hit anything but Guide. Still not hit anything. And their charge distance, yeah, it's totally in. And now my Genestealers are going to charge into both the Farseer and his and the Warp Spiders. Yeah, they are, wow, really in. And now my Aberrants are going to charge into his Guardians over here. So we've got the their Overwatch coming in here. So we've got the, what's it called? The Star Cannon? Star Cannon first, hitting on 6. Nope, no hits there. Adds up to 6. And then we've got, how many guys left there?
There's 9.
9 other guys there. So these are going to be hitting on 6s as well. So, coming on in here. Sorry, I kind of sprung it on him.
I'll just roll 2 more.
Here we go. All right, and
reroll
2 of them. No, nothing hits there. So their charge distance, yeah, is totally in. And then my Patriarch is going to charge into them as well. No, he does not get in there. Okay, I already spent my command points, so they are not in. He is not in. All right, we'll come back to you with the fight phase. Now we're going to activate my Genestealers here in the fight phase. 3 of them are going to go into his Farseer. The others are going to go into his, Warp Spiders. So we're going to go with the 3 into the Farseer. So we got 15 attacks here because they're base 4 since there's 10 of them there. And they get the +1 for Might from Beyond. So hitting on 3s because they're outside of range of the Patriarch. Ooh, made a difference. Made a big difference. Made a big difference. All right, and then wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 5 wounds, 5 4-ups. Ooh, failed 4 of them.
He's alive with 1 wound.
He's still alive with 1 wound left. And now 35 attacks onto the Warp Spiders. So we got 15 coming in the first set. Hitting on 3s. Wow, they did much better than their brothers into the Farseer there. These are going to be wounding on 3s.
2 6s.
So we got 2 6s and 5 other wounds. Now the second set of 15. Alrighty. And now these are going to be wounding on 3s as well. Ooh, bunch of 1s and 2s there. So we've got 3 fill faces and 4 regular ones. And then 5 more hitting on 3s. Okay.
Too little, too late. Phil.
Yeah, seriously, win on 3s. So that's another 1 wound. All right, so we've got 10 4-ups, yeah, and -5. So
I have 6 wounds.
Okay,
in the
it's
squad.
got 6 wounds in the squad. So that's 5 of them from the AP -4.
I just got 4.
He's got to make 6. No, they're all dead. Okay, that squad is dead. All right, so now the 2 acolytes are going to attack into his Farseer. I'm just going to do the knife attacks at the same time as the rending claws. It doesn't make a difference because he's got a 4-up invul and that is it. So we've got 6 attacks between the 2 of them, hitting on 3s. All right, here's a chance. Strength 4, wounding on 3s. Ooh, we got 1 wound. 1 4-up, 50-50s, he's dead? Oh no, he's good. He survived. And now, my Acolyte Icon Ward's gonna attack into his Shining Spear. There we go, I knew I'd get it. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, those are all hits. Strength 4, so wounding on 4s. We got, 2 wounds. AP -1, so 2 4-ups. No, and he fails, so he is dead.
Does he explode?
And now my Aberrants are going to go. So they've got 2 attacks each, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 3s. Oh, wow. So that is 6 of them just dead because they've got 5-up armor. All right, so now he's actually going to use it put it onto the platform first. So it's got a 3-up armor save. So these are looking for 5-ups, 2 5-ups. Makes both of them 2 5-ups. Makes 1 of them 1 5-up.
Did it D3 damage on it?
Oh, it does D3 damage. Oh, that's right. Oh, 3 damage. So it is dead. And then killed 3 guys.
2 more.
3 guys, right?
You did 6 wounds to me, and that was
6
3
wounds.
failed.
Yeah, but that was 1.
Yeah, but it don't spill it.
Oh, 3 pass. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
So
and now onto his attacks. The Farseer is attacking back into the Acolytes. All right. 2 attacks hitting in on 3s.
2s, actually.
Oh, hitting on 2s. All right. So that's 1 hit. Strength 2. So,
no, it's Fleshbane.
Oh, Fleshbane. That's right. So wounded on 2. AP nothing. So looking for a 5-up. He's good with a fill phase. Woo! And now the Guardian's going to attack in. The Guardians are going to attack in over there. So hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on strength 3, so wounding on 5s. We've got 1 wound. 1, 5 up. No, goes through. All right, so that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. I scored Secure Objective 2 because that's what those guys are on over there, but I didn't get Assassinated or Kingslayer because he's still down to 1 wound. Brutal. All right, so that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Eldar here on turn 3. And my opponent drew Secure Objective 5, and he's still got to Defend Objective 4 and Defend Objective 6. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Eldar here on turn 3. All right, so movement phase here for the Eldar. His Farseer scooted out over this way. These guys ran up here to get Objective 5. Those guys jumped down onto Objective 6. He shuffled around back over to there. These guys fell back out of combat, so they're just out of 1 inch over there. And his, whatchamacallit, the Warp Spider jumped up over there. And everybody else, oh, and these guys moved up over here looking on my, Patriarch, thank you. He's remembering my units better than I am. It goes to show you what my brain's doing. All right, so that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so Psychic phase, he is going to cast Smite into my, the Acolytes, I think, because they're closer there. So, Smite is going to go off with 10. I'm going to let that go. 1 wound, okay. And 6 up, Icon Ward save. No. And now he's going to cast Doom onto my Patriarch over there. So he wants to point menacingly at him over there. So looking for, what is it? 7? No, re-rolling because the runes of the Farseer?
No.
No, it does not go off. And then his Warlock's going to Baby Smite into my Aberrants over there. That goes off with a 10. I'm going to try to deny it. Oh, no, with a 9.
6 shots.
So starting out the shooting phase, his Dire Avengers there are going to fire into my Leman Russ. Hitting on 3s. Okay. Strength 4, so we're looking for 6s. Getting 1. AP -3, so looking for a 6 up. Show me that filth first. Oh, and I do with the filth. Unbelievable. 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 All right, so now his Wave Serpent's going to fire into my Aberrants over here. So we're going to go with the top mount, hitting on 3s.
Yeah, because they're still the closest.
Yep, because they're still the closest. Alrighty. Yeah, what's it called? The
Scatter Laser.
The Scatter Laser. So these are now going to be wounding on 3s. His Strength 6. Yep. So that is 2 wounds. AP
nothing.
AP nothing. So we're looking for 4 ups. Make them both. And now the Underslung. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on wounding on 3. Strength 6. Yep. So AP nothing. So again, looking for 4 ups. No, failed them both. Bwomp, bwomp. And now his Warp Spider Exarch's going to fire into my Aberrants, hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit. Strength 6, so wounding on a 3. No, no wound. And now his Fire Dragons are going to fire into my Warlord over there. So we've got 4 regular guys hitting on 3 regular guys. Sorry, hitting on 3s. Okay, that's 2 hits. Strength 8, right? So wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds. -4, so he's got his 2 5-up invul saves. Oh, failed both. I'm going to spend my last command point on one of these, looking for a 5-up. No, goes through. Rough. All right, first one is going to do 5 damage, but he's got the 6-up, so 7 damage here. So, 7 damage. He's got, yes, 7 damage. We've got 6-up. Warlord trait here. Looking for 6-ups. Show me them fell faces. No, I got none. So he is dead. And that is Slay the Warlord. Woo. All right, so that is it for the Eldar turn here. Nobody has to take a morale test. And he did score Objective 5. And he started Objective 6. And he's going to get rid of Objective 4. So that is it for the Eldar turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, I drew Secure Objective 3, so we will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. He stood still. He moved up closer to his Farseer. He stood where he was. These guys advanced up over this way. They moved up over there. He moved up over there. And then these guys all stood still in here. And that is it for the movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so Psychic phase. My Magus is going to cast Smite into his Guardians over here. So, looking for a 5. Getting it with a 10. Trying to deny it. Looking for an 11. No, so it goes through. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. All right, now my Magus in the shooting phase is going to shoot into the Guardians, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound. All right, so now my Icon War is going to fire into his Warlord there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. Whoa, get back here. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 4 up. No, and it goes through, so he is dead. And that is Slay the Warlord. Woo! All right, the squad in here is going to fire into his 2-man Dire Avenger squad there. So we're going to go with the Mining Laser first. Nope, no hit. Then the Grenade Launcher. Nope. And out come the Deadeye Sniper auto gun shots, the heroes of the non-Imperium here. So we got 8 shots hitting on 4s. Okay. They're not shooting they're not shooting at shiny spears. They're apparently only biker bane. So 4 hits, wounding on 4s, right? Because they're toughness 3. Okay, we got 3 wounds though. 3 ups, right? Oh, 3 4-ups. And he makes 2 of them. All right, my Leman Russ is now going to fire. He's going to fire his battle cannon into the Guardians over there. And he's going to fire his last cannon into his Wave Serpent over there. So we're going to go with the battle cannon first. Heavy D6. Oh, 1 shot. Not great. Hitting on a 5. Yep, not hitting. And then the last cannon. Oh, does not hit. Rough. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. My Genestealers are going to assault into his fire dragons there. So we've got the regular guys first, hitting on 6s. Ooh, got 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. 5 up, invul save. Oh, he's good with a filth phase. Woo! And now the Exarch getting to reroll 1s, hitting on a 6. Rerolling 1s though. Hey, that works. Wounded on a 2. That's a wound. 5 up invul save. No, it goes through and 1 is dead. All right, and now their charge distance. Yep, that's in. And now the Aberrants are going to charge into his, just into the Guardians over here. So, hitting on 6s. Oh, I don't know why I was holding this away from you. Nope, no hits there. Oh, he's got 5 more attacks coming in here. So, getting 2. So it's strength 4. So wounding on 4s. That's 1 wound. AP nothing, right? So 4 up save. No, goes through, takes a wound. And now their charge distance. It's 5 inches, they're in. And now my Magus is going to charge in, needing 5 inches. Oh, yes, oh, he's in. I saw the 1 before I saw the field phase. Woo! All right, we're going to start off in the fight phase here with my Genestealers attacking into his fire dragons. So we're going to have 18 of the 27 attacks he's going to have there because that one shot there, getting that reroll of 1s into that 6 that I didn't save, and knocked him down to 9 Genestealers, which means they lose 1 base attack. So they're down to 3 base attacks each. Let's see. He's got the fist pump going on. Let's see if this makes a difference. So we got 18 attacks hitting us off, starting us off here, hitting on 3s. All right, and then this is hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, strength 4, toughness 3, right? So wounding on 3s. 6s are AP, no, that's 4 that are AP minus 4.
How many other ones? 3?
No, because it's wounded on 3s, right? Yeah. So we got another 6. So 6, yeah, no, they're all dead. Okay. And now my Magus is going to attack in. He's got 3 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. Wounding on 3s. I got 2 wounds. AP minus, looking for 6s. It doesn't get either of them, so that's 2 dead. And then the 4 attacks from the Aberrants hitting on 3s. All right, that's 2 hits. Wounding on strength user, so wounded on 3s still. Got 2 wounds. AP minus 3, so that is just 2 more dead. All right, so now his Guardian's going to attack back, hitting on a before he explodes. Nope, that is not a hit from him. And then the Warlock heroically intervenes, so he's going to attack back. He's got 1 hit, wounding on a 2, so that's a wound. AP nothing, so looking for a 5 up. That's a cocked. Come on, stay in the hot. And he's good with a 5. Woo! And that is it for the fight phase. Morale phase, he lost enough guys that no matter what he rolls, he is dead. So he ran away. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 3. So going over what I got Kingslayer. So that is D3 points for that. 3 points for that. Pretty good. I got assassinate, but only got 1 for that. And then I got secure objective 3, so 1 point for that. And that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 3. We will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Eldar on turn 4. All right, my opponent drew secure objective 4 and assassinate. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Eldar here on turn 4. We forgot that he actually got defend objective 6 on my turn, because now in 8th edition you score on both your and your opponent's turn. So 2 turns would have been on my turn that he would have scored defend objective 6. So he got that, so that's 2 points for him there. And then he drew secure objective 6, so that's where he's going to be there. All right, movement phase for the Eldar. These guys moved from over there back over to here. These guys moved up over here, looking on them. Did he shuffle? Yeah, he shuffled a bit over this way, and he jumped over that way, and he fell back out of combat. And that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so he's going to cast Baby Smite into my Aberrants there, getting it with a 10. I should have had my dice so that I could try to deny. Looking for an 11. No, not going to get it regardless of what that rerolls at. So that is a dead Aberrant. Starting off the shooting phase, they are going to fire into my Aberrant over there. So, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Not real great there. Strength 4, so wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. AP nothing. So looking for a 4-up. No, goes through. So now his Warp Spider Exarch's going to fire into my Aberrant over here, hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a, that's a wound. Is it AP? AP -4, so he is dead. And now the Wave Serpent's going to fire into my Magus over here. So hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s.
Toughness 4?
I think, oh, hold on. Yeah, wounding on 2s. I'm sorry, I meant toughness 3. Whatever. 2s. All right, so we got 3 wounds. AP nothing. AP nothing, so he's looking for a 4-up. Failing 2 of them. And now the underslung into him, hitting on 3s. Strength 6, so again, wounding on 2s. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing, so looking for 4-ups. Making them both with filth faces. Woo! And now he's going to use the Serpent Shield into my Magus over there. So, what is it? It's just...
On a 2-up, it's D3 mortal wounds to the closest within.
Okay, on a 2-up, it's D3 mortal wounds to the closest, the closest unit. So that is going to be my Magus over there. So, looking for a 2-up. Whoa. No! It doesn't! And we're all... Oh, man, I feel that one too. Oh, man. All right, that is it for the Eldar turn here on turn 4. So he did secure objective 6, but he doesn't get the other ones. So we will come back to you after with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 4. All right, so I got area denial, which is I get a point if there's no enemy within 6 inches of the center. If there's no one within 12 inches of the center, I get D3. I got overwhelming firepower, and I got defend objective 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase. Movement phase, Lehman Russ stood still. These guys shuffled up around the objective over there. These guys moved up, looking over this way. They advanced up over to here. My Magus moved up an inch away from him, and that is it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. Psychic phase, he is going to smite into his warlock over there. So looking for a 5, getting it with a 6, denying. Reroll that one. No, with a 5, so it goes through. D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds, and he is dead. All right, so now this squad here is going to fire into that squad back there. So we're going to go with the mining laser first. So he moved, so he's hitting on 5s. Nope. All right, so now the grenade launcher is going to shoot frag grenades with 5 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is 3 hits. Strength 3, wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. And 1 save.
Surprisingly well.
And now the squad of crack auto gun shots coming in here, hitting on 4s. Alright. Statistically average. Strength 3, wounding on 4s. Yep, statistically average, that's 2 wounds. And oh, fails once. The Exarch is dead. And now my Magus is going to shoot into his whatchamacallit, Warp Spider Exarch over there. So hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 2 up. Save. He's in cover. Oh, no. Wow. That is... The dice have abandoned my opponent, like, at the most inopportune times. And now my Leman Russ is going to fire everything into his Leman Russ, into his Wave Serpent over there. So we're going to start with the las cannon, hitting on a 5 because of him being injured. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound with a fill first. No, that goes through. So D6 wounds. 5 wounds. And then he's got 5 Spirit Stones things. So he makes 1 of them, so he takes 4 wounds. And now the Battle Cannon shooting in there. D6 shots. 6 shots. Alright, so 6 shots hitting on 3s. Oh, 3s. What is he, a freaking Space Marine? No, he's hitting on 5s because he's injured over there. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP, 1 second. Alright, so he's going to have a 4 up because he's minus, it was only 1 second. Alright, so we rolled, it did 1, 2, 3, so he saved it, and he is, yeah, he's good. And that is it for the shooting phase. So on to the assault phase. These guys, the Genestealers are going to charge into his Wave Serpent. So here comes the Wave Serpent shot. So we're doing them all together because we got the 4 in both. So we got 2 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. No wounds. Alright, now they need a 9-inch charge to get in here. Looking for a 9. No, not getting. I don't have any rerolls. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We'll come back to you with my cards. Alright, so I did secure his secure objective 4 on my turn because it's score at the end of your turn, so I was able to steal that from him with these guys over here. I did get overwhelming firepower when my Magus pot-shotted his Exarch, and then I got area denial, so that's D3 for area denial with a 1, okay? And I didn't, and I started defend objective 3. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Eldar on turn 5. Alright, so my opponent drew defend 5 and defend 3, and then he still has assassinate. So that is it for the cards drawn here on turn 5. We'll come back to you after movement phase. Alright, movement for the Eldar. This guy advanced up here onto objective 5. These guys moved back over here to objective 5. And he moved back over to there, and that is it for the Eldar. So we will come back to you with, no psychers. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. So now his Wave Serpent, starting off the shooting phase, is going to fire into the Magus over there. So we've got this is the ones on top, right? Scatter lasers. So hitting on 4s because of being wounded. And now strength 6, so wounding on 2s. I got it right that time. All right, so we got 5 wounds. 5 4-up saves. And I failed 3 of them, so he is dead. And now this Dire Avenger squad is going to fire into my Genestealers over here. So hitting on 3s. All right, strength 4, so wounding on 4s. Get over here. Got 2 wounds, 2 5-ups because there's still guys out of cover over there. Oh, wow. Okay, 2 dead. And then this 1 Dire Avenger is going to fire into my Neophytes over here. So hitting on 3, because he's in rapid fire. Wounding on strength 4, so wounding on 3s. You got 1 wound. Oh, AP -3. So yeah, 1 guy is dead. Boop. And that is it for the Eldar turn here. So we started defend objective 4, and he did get assassinate. So we got both of those. Or he's starting on that. He does. Do you want to get rid of defend objective 3?
No, because I got a shot at it.
Nope, he's going to keep it because he thinks he can try to get there. So, but at the end of his turn, I got my defend objective 3. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 5. All right, so I got Big Game Hunter, secure objective 6, and defend objective 4. So we will come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 5. These guys stayed over there. He moved up over this way towards these guys over here. They stood still, and then my Genestealers advanced over this way. Rolled a 1 for the advance, but they're pretty close anyway. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, my Leman Russ is going to fire both heavy flamers into this 1 Dire Avenger, and he's going to fire both the guns into those guys. So we're going to go with the heavy flamers first. 2d6 hits, So we got 8 hits. All right, looking for 3s to wound. All right, so we've got 5 wounds. AP -1, so 5 ups. No, he is dead. And then D6 shots for the battle cannon. 6 shots. Looking for 5s to hit because of grinding advance. And he's still wounded. So that is 2 hits. Strength 8, so looking for 2s to wound. We got 2 wounds, AP -2. No, that is 2 dead. And now the last cannon is going to be hitting on a 6 because he moved. No, no hit. All right, so now these guys are going to fire in there. We're going to start with the auto guns, the elite forces of that squad over there. So I've got 7 shots because there's one guy that died in there. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Okay. Strength 3, so wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds. 2 saves. Failed 1. The mining laser is going to hit. He stood still, so hitting on a 4. Nope. And I'm going to shoot a frag grenade over there. So 2 shots. I got 1 hit. No wound. All right, and that is it for the shooting phase. So now my Genestealers are going to assault into his Wave Serpent over there. So the Overwatch hitting on 6s. We got 2 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. 2 5 ups. No, failed them both. And then their charge distance is totally in. And now my Leman Russ is going to charge into these guys over here. So their Overwatch.
Guns of Glory.
Looking for 6s. No hits there.
Five.
Oh, hitting on 5s because they're Dire Avengers. That's 1 hit. Looking for a 6 to wound. No wound there. And its charge distance is totally in. All right, so starting off the fight phase now, my Genestealers are going to attack into his Wave Serpent over there. So we've got 15 attacks from them because there's 5 Genestealers left. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. Not bad. And these are going to be wounding on 5s and 6s. Ugh. Just got the 2 wounds at AP -1. 2 4 ups. And he fails 1. 6 up. No, so he does take 1 wound. And then my Leman Russ, D3. 2 attacks on 6s. No, nothing there.
You wish you had that Astra Militarum strategy.
And now they're going to attack back into my Leman Russ. 1 hit. 1 wound. 1 save. And now he's going to attack back. So he's got D3 attacks, so 2 attacks. Hitting on 6s. No hits there.
There's a 6.
It adds up to 6. So that is it for the fight phase here. On to the morale phase. This is the one that matters. So they lost, was it 3 guys? They lost 3 guys. So 3 plus 2 is 5. They're good, so he holds on to that. So he will get defend objective 5 on his turn. Yeah, defend objective 5 on his turn. I will get nothing. Oh no, I started defend objective 4 because I just drew that this turn. So I'll keep going through that. So that is the end of turn 5 here. So let's see if we go on to a turn 6. My opponent? No, you can do this, sir. Looking for a 3 up? It is. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Eldar here on turn 6. All right, so movement phase here. He's got this guy fell back out of combat over here, and they stayed in combat over there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. And now, starting off the shooting phase, he is going to fire into my Genestealers over here, hitting on 3s. Oh, hitting on 4s because he's wounded. Ooh, makes a big difference there with those 3s. All right, so we got 4 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. We've got 2 wounds. 2 5 ups. Makes 1 of them. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. So moving into the fight phase over here. These guys are going to attack back, hitting on 3s. Wounding on a 6. No wound there. D3 attacks from the Leman Russ. 2 attacks, hitting on 6s. No hits there. So that is it for the fight phase. My opponent got secure objective 5 with that one. And does not get supremacy and started defend objective 3, and he's going to get rid of supremacy. So that is it for the Eldar turn here. We'll come back to you with the cards. Oh, and I scored secure objective 4 with these guys. Defend objective 4, sorry, with those guys over there. So that is going to be it. We'll come back to you with the with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. So I got defend objective 1, which is just not going to happen because that's all the way back here, away from everything. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn. We'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. These guys moved up except for the mining laser. He fell back out of combat onto objective 6 over here. And then these guys moved up over here. So that is it for the movement phase. And we're going to come on to the shooting phase. All right, starting with the shooting phase, these neophytes are going to fire into his Dire Avengers. We're going to go with the autoguns first. So all but one of the autoguns is in rapid fire range. So hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Oh, not. Yeah, wow, I did. That was a bit more. That was crap. So now 4 hits, wounding on 4s. Okay, so I got 2 wounds, 2 3 ups.
4 ups.
2 4-ups, so fails 1. All right, the mining laser. No hit. And a crack grenade. Nope.
Won't be tabled at least.
And now the assault phase. These guys are going to assault into his wave serpent over here. Yeah. Wave serpent, yes. I don't know why that didn't sound right. Dropped 1. Nope, no hits there. So their charge distance is totally in. All right, so now the fight phase. These guys are going to attack back. I've got 12 attacks from them, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Pretty good. That is pretty good. I will take that. Wounding on 5s and 6s. I got 1 6 and 1 5. So he's got 1 4 up. Makes it, and then 1 6 up. Whoa. Doe does not make that, so he takes 1 wound. And yeah, that's it for the Dark Angels turn here. Dark Angels. Oh, I was so good not saying that this entire battle report, and then I blew it at the last second. That's it for Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. Yeah, you win because I said that. All right, we'll come back to you with the cards that I got. Sorry, I forgot his D3 attacks into my Genestealers over there.
Don't deny me my justice.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny you your justice. 2 attacks. Whoop. No hits there. So that is it for the fight phase there. I scored secure objective 6, and I got rid of defend objective 1. So that's the end of the turn there. Shall we see if it goes on to a turn 7? No, it does not. So we'll come back to you. Appropriate that I rolled 1 there for the last roll. So we'll come back to you with the scores. All right, so after adding it up, the Eldar have 11 points, and the Genestealer Cult have 19. That is a Genestealer Cult victory. We have managed to properly prep this planet for the coming gods from the stars to come down and take this planet for the hive mind. So that is that was a brutal game. That was a brutal game. Again, it goes to show you that getting off those early rolls with the Cult ambush really give the Genestealer Cult, like, that's what they do. Like, if you can get those rolls. Yeah, I was rolling 6s. I rolled, what is it, like two out of the 3 I rolled 6s. The other one was a 5, which had D6 move up and still made their charge there. So yeah, brutal. And I'm just saying, like, you know, a lot of people have been talking about how Genestealer Cult are not doing super well with the indexes. I mean, I tend to disagree. My Genestealer Cult have been doing really well. They've either held on to the bitter end or won games because of Cult Ambush, the way it works there. It'll be nice once we get a codex to see what we can do, but I think it's pretty awesome even as it is. There were a couple moments. The fact that my Genestealer Cult, my Genestealers Pure Strains over here killed that Wave Serpent in 1 turn, took away a lot of his DACA that would have been really hurting my Genestealers, because as you saw, once they started getting shots into them over there, they really went down. But because he took away a lot of his sources of fire over here, and I was able to keep everything just kind of like daisy chaining into other combats, made a big difference. And then those aberrants over there just making unbelievable 5-up saves to everything was brutal. It was just simply brutal that they just stayed alive for as long as they did. It caused him to have to focus on them just way too much, and it meant that I could hold on to objective 3 a bunch of times. It meant that I kept my Magus alive, which meant that he could shoot his Warp Spider is like with his 2-up armor save. Seriously, it was brutal over there. This little section of that, like that's like the Thunderdome over there. It's like, you know, 2 armies enter, 1 army leaves, and the Genestealer Cult left. Probably through a grate that they found in the side there, but still, they left. So yeah, that was a brutal game. Genestealer Cult doing well. It'll be interesting to see what the Eldar have coming out, because their codex is coming out soon. So we'll see what they can do here with the Biel-Tan. Not sure what they've got at this point, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do. Rematch, exactly. We'll have a rematch. My cult will take back on his Biel-Tan once he gets his codex, so we'll see how that rolls. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent has been Kyle, and until next time, have fun.